Welcome to Hochoka Podcast.
Hello, Mitaki Epi, and welcome to Hochoka, here at the center of St. Joseph's Indian School's campus. I'm Scott Wooster, today's Hochoka host. We're glad you have joined our circle to hear from a tag team group of our finest as they share their joyfully curated wisdom from their role as house parents at St. Joseph's Indian School. So I have with me today here Jared and Kayleen Mallon, and they have been here about 5 years as house parents. And I'd like you guys just to tell me how you came to be here at St. Joseph's Indian School.
Well, I'm from Honduras, and we were living in Florida at the time. We have some friends at church, and they told us about the job, and we came here for interview, and then we prayed for a year, and then we have been here ever since. Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. So guys, what we're looking for is a house parenting pearl of wisdom, something you can give us that might resonate.
Well, one of the best things that you can do is sow into your children, and then eventually you will see the harvest that it brings. There was a time where we took a home trip to Mitchell, and the girls all saw this homeless lady sitting on the curb outside of McDonald's. And without even being prompted, every one of them noticed the woman there and said, we want to give something to her. We have snacks, we have some money from our accounts even that we want to basically sow into her. So I went over and I, gave everything to her and prayed for her a little bit. And I let her know that there were actually a bunch of 4th through 6th grade girls who thought that she was important enough to give her all these things and to take care of her.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. She was grateful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it was just a very beautiful thing to see. And it kind of wrapped up the year. And we said, this is exactly what we wanted out of our girls to see out of them eventually.
Sometimes when we raise kids and we work with kids here at the school, it can be frustrating because we don't see instant results necessarily. Mm-hmm. So that's what you're talking about, I think, with the sowing a little bit. Can you explain that just a little?
Okay. In this case, we actually saw the harvest and the fruits of what we had sown into these girls right on the spot. It doesn't always happen like that. Sometimes you don't see it for years until they're in a higher grade or even grown up. So this was one of those special things where we could really see what we had started in them and basically the investment that we had put into these girls. And we saw it right there. And it was amazing.
Mm-hmm. It's very powerful. Thank you for sharing. So welcome, Ben. It's good to have you here. Can you tell us how you came to be at St. Joseph's Indian School?
Yeah, absolutely. About in 2010, I came through South Dakota with my church group, and we actually stopped in Chamberlain and got to tour the campus. So I'd always known that it had been something that I eventually wanted to do, but it just needed to be the right time.
Wow, at 18, you had that revelation.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. So now that you're here, working here, what kind of pearls of wisdom have you gained in the time that you've been here?
Well, I'd have to say patience and empathy. Those are probably the biggest things I've been learning about. Being patient when I'm speaking with people or people are talking to me, especially when dealing with any type of conflict resolution, realizing that there can often be two truths in a situation, and just being patient enough with anybody, adults or kids, to figure out what's actually going on.
Wonderful. Thank you, Ben.
Yes.
So I'm here today with Mike Pooley, house parent here at St. Joe's. And welcome to Hochoka, Mike.
Thanks, Scott.
So I've known you for quite a while, Mike. I'm guessing around 20 years, something like that. And for those of you who don't know Mike has dedicated his life to working with the kids here at St. Joe's. And even before he came to St. Joe's, he was working in this field, worked at Abbott House in Mitchell in particular that I know about, and has always been in this business to care for children. And just ahead of time, let me just say, thank you for what you've done for these kids for here at St. Joe's and just for your time with them. If you could just give us an idea of how long you've been here, what you've done here at St. Joe's.
I am just finishing up my 19th year. So I've been a house parent all 19 years.
Yep.
And as a 6th-day, working with, first it was 4th and 5th grade, and then we expanded going 4th, 5th, and 6th. So I've been with the girls ever since I started here, and so now we end 19 years.
Right. And you do some training here with new house parents, do some CPI training, I
Yep,
believe?
I help with our crisis prevention intervention training that we do for all staff here at St. Joe's, as well as, coaching basketball, subbing a little bit in the school. So some of us, we wear a lot of different hats here at St. Joe's.
Right. And when Mike says he subs a little bit, Mike means he subs a lot. He's always willing to fill in, and you can see him in the school quite a bit. But the biggest thing you do is as a house parent and for the young girls, and that's your driving passion. So what I want to ask you today is very simply, I know you've got a well-developed philosophy for the work you do with these kids here. Can you give us that philosophy or a pearl of wisdom of what that means to you?
I think probably the biggest thing is to be upfront, be honest with them. And, our kids are very good at reading through and seeing when you're not being real or you're not being honest with them, and you lose a lot of credibility that way with the kids. So I think just being consistent, just being honest, letting the kids know it's okay to make a mistake. We can learn from our mistakes, but constant failure is not good. And so that's where we as a house parent have to step in and stop that train and say, hey, we need to maybe come up with a different plan, try something new, so that we get off this train track that's not headed in a good direction.
Right. And you've always preached, I hear you do this when you train staff, you preach relationships and you preach being able to be accountable to yourself for your own actions too.
And so that's kind of a big part is building the relationships with the families, and is probably one of our funnest things we get to do as a house parent, because after you've been here a while, you have numerous kids out of the same family, and you've built that relationship, and you get to know the family, and they trust you. And so that trust goes a long way with the kids. If they know that mom or auntie or grandma trust you, they come in thinking, okay, this is an all right place to be.
Excellent. And you've done a good job with those families and with their kids. And we thank you for what you've done here at St. Joe's. It's been good to make this journey with you over the last 19 years.
Thanks, Scott.
So I'm here today in Hochoka with Brittany Perez, house parent here at St. Joseph's Indian School. It's good to have you, Brittany.
It's good to be here.
Thank you for being here. My question for you today is, number one, how long have you been here? What do you do? And just in a nutshell.
I started here in 2017, and so I've been here almost 5 years. And I came by way of two of my friends who were already house parents here.
Okay.
So they kind of thought I'd be a good fit for here, and I applied and I got in, and here I am. I started in the high school program. And then I moved my way down to 4th through 6th grade, where I've been for the remainder of the time I've been here.
With girls?
With girls, yes.
Right now it's 4th and 5th grade girls?
4th, 5th, and 6th grade.
6th grade girls. Okay. So here's my question for you. In 5 years of working here,
Yes.
I don't work with 4th and 5th grade girls, but we used to work together a little bit with the high school kids. And,
Right.
but I see you around campus, and I like the energy you carry. You're a good person. You bring that to the kids and what you do. What is it that fires your passion, or what is it that is exciting about this job for you, and what pearls of wisdom can you give to others?
Sure. I really enjoy the dynamics of the job. No one day is the same as the other. So that's probably my favorite thing. And then just learning to be flexible. Oh my goodness. If you can be flexible and teachable, those are two big things for house parents. The ability to constantly be thinking on your feet and being able to move around the children, because they are children. They have different personalities and everything. And so that's one of the things that really gets me going. I really like being able to interact that way with them.
Right, right. And you have 12 kids in your home?
Right, anywhere from 9 to 12.
Right, and with COVID, things got a little weird with the numbers too, but
yeah.
Ideally you would have 12 kids in the home and a partner, so you're bouncing off quite a few people and personalities, so the flexibility would be a must.
And working with new staff that come in as well, and just getting them to used to the home and what all that entails, and learning new relationships and everything. That's really tough. And so our home had a lot of new staff come through, and we were able to help them as well. And the girls did really well getting to learn the new staff. And I think that helps them to learn what flexibility is.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for your time here at St. Joe's.
Thank you.
I know it means a lot to the kids, and it's been fun to take those little bit of that journey with you over the last 5 years. So.
Yeah, I have to say one of my favorite stories is I was afloat. My first year was a 3-day float. So 3 days I was in with the senior home, and 3 days I would be floating around the high school in the 7th and 8th grade program. And I got to learn the Matthias girls really well. Well, at the time I didn't know this, but they had a thing where they would pie the person on their birthday. Well, I was a little down in the mouth because I was celebrating my birthday at work, and I was like, oh, it's my 30th birthday. But the girls made it memorable. They pied me from head to toe.
Really?
And it was such a great memory. I still have memories. I will always remember those girls. So there's those really fun, impactful memories you have too.
Because it ends up being the memory of your family tying you on your birthday. It's
exactly.
not being at your job, it's being with your family.
It's my family here, yes, absolutely.
Which is great. And we're thankful you're part of the family.
Absolutely.
So thank you for being here in the Hochoka studio today.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So Otis, how did you come to be at St. Joe's Indian School?
I have a cousin that worked here for many years, and she always encouraged me to come here because I was working with youth at the time in a different place, and she thought I'd really enjoy the home atmosphere, family atmosphere here. And she finally talked me into it, and I came, and it's been gravy ever since. I loved it. It's the best job I've ever had.
So Otis, can you give us one of your pearls of wisdom that you've learned here that you can impart to others?
Yes. I thought about it a little bit. What a pearl of wisdom I have is just a saying I got from an old house parent that used to be here. You can't have rules without relationship, and you can't have relationship without rules. So it's and that's really helped me over the years. If I started getting to the point with a student where they were like not wanting to listen to some of the rules we might have, I need to work on the relationship part, or if vice versa, if maybe things weren't working out in the relationship area, but that's really helped me. I think that's probably the biggest pearl of wisdom I could give a new staff coming here or anybody, I think, because if you're too much, you're all about the relationship, but if you're too much about the relationship, a friendship, you might call it, without rules, you're gonna get taken advantage of. You're gonna as much as they can, anyways, the students, but they respond to that too. I think they'll follow your rules, what you ask them to do, study time. If they have a good relationship with you and they know you care. And yeah, I love that advice. You can't have one without the other. I say that's the best. I don't know if you've experienced that, but with your position, but yeah, that's the best advice I've ever gotten. That's, I say, the best pearl wisdom I have,
Excellent. Good stuff, Otis.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
So Stephen and Robbie, tell me how you came to be here at St. Joe's Indian School.
Robbie's cousin Tia works here, and she'd worked here about 3 or 4 years before, and then she had left and came back, and they told us about the job. We heard about it. We called and figured out what criteria we needed to work here, met the criteria, and came here 4 years ago and been here ever since.
So can you guys give me some pearls of wisdom that you would want to pass on to others about your job here?
The biggest pearl of wisdom as being a house parent is love the kids where they're at. the kids come here with more problems and more issues than you'll ever know and you'll ever be able to think about. And so we don't need to know all the stuff that happened to their past, all their stuff that happened to them before they came here. You've got them in a short little window. You have them just for that few years or free year in your home, and just love them where they're at.
Mm-hmm.
Give them everything they need while you have them in your home.
Mm-hmm. I like that. Yeah. Robbie, what to you has been the most rewarding part of this job?
We have a student right now. He came in and he's never been to like St. Joe's before, and he's only been to a normal school, and he really hated it the first 2 weeks, but now it's rewarding to see him. He's like one of the best kids in our home, and he loves St. Joe's. He loves it so much that he's told other family about it, and we're expecting to get like cousins of his to come next year. So it's been nice to have that rewarding.
And to get to build a relationship with his family.
Yeah, we have a really good relationship with his grandparents. Yeah. So it's really nice. We can call him up or anytime and talk to him, or if they need to call us and talk to us about anything about that kid, then we have no issues with it.
Yeah, to witness that change must be pretty powerful.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, because his first probably 2 weeks here, we didn't think he was going to make it at all.
He tried everything to get kicked out, and now he's like, he apologized for his behaviors, and he's like, I love it here. So
yeah, he told us, he said, usually I could be bad and get kicked out. He's like, y'all don't do that here. Y'all just put me on restriction.
Yeah. So.
Well, thank you for your pearl of wisdom. I appreciate it.
Hey, thank y'all for having us.
And thank you to all of our amazing house parents for joining us here in the Ho-Choka at the center of St. Joseph's Indian School campus, where we talk about issues that are central to Native American education today. Until next time, stay centered.